Hey guys, I'm going to do something a little bit different here, which I haven't done before, but maybe this is something I'm going to add to my blog posts in the future. This is part of the Behind the Shot series of blog posts where I detail how certain images were made. And we're going to look at an image that I took just a few days ago of this elk in Banff National Park in the Canadian Rockies. Now, primarily, I wanted to focus on the beautiful antlers on this particular elk. So that's sort of the compositional choice that I made with this particular shot, to really focus on these. And we're going to make some changes here in Lightroom and Photoshop to enhance this image. Now, what you see here right now is the raw file. This is unedited, out of the camera. You can see it's a little bit lacking in contrast, as is typically the case with a raw file. And that's the first thing that I would normally do with any kind of a raw file, is to add some contrast in the places that need it. So this is the file straight out of the camera. The next one that we're going to see here is the edit as it's been finished in Lightroom. Now, there are a couple of other things we're going to do in Photoshop, but this is the step to get it to where we want in Lightroom. So if I go to the Develop module here, we'll just take a look at how I did this. A lot of the changes were done with the black and white levels, and that was just to change the darkness of the background here. But there are some selective edits that were made. So if I go to the brush tool, we can actually highlight one of the edits that I made. And if I turn this mask on here, you can see that I painted over the antlers, and I actually made some specific changes just to bring out the clarity and the sort of brightness of these antlers, and make a higher contrast with the dark background. So if I turn this on and off, you'll see the effect of those changes there. That's me just making those antlers a little bit brighter. The other selective edit that I made is actually on the elk's face, sort of to direct you towards this part of the image as well. So I did this using the elliptical adjustment tool. You can see here, this is the change that I made. There's the mask over it. And if I turn this one on and off, you can see the change that I made was just basically to brighten up the top of the elk's face there. Okay, so that just then helps it look a little bit more natural with the brighter antlers that I did. And then I also used a graduated tool over the bottom part of the image here. And this here, as you can see, was just again to brighten up the bottom part of the image there, give a bit more detail in the fur, and just make things look a little bit more natural since I'd brightened up these antlers here. Okay, so those were the major changes that were done in Lightroom. Now, the next change that we made, if I flick to the next image, you can see that these blades of grass have disappeared. So I did this in Photoshop using the Content Aware Fill tool, and then I also moved some of these black marks that are on the elk's face, and I used the clone stamp to get rid of those. So if I flick back and forwards again, you can see this is the original, this is the Lightroom edit, and this is the Photoshop edit to remove those little pock marks from his fur, and also the grass that was at the bottom there. Okay, so then that is the final image right there. Now, you can read more about this in the accompanying blog post where I talk more detail about it. So go to the description go to the link in the description below. And if you like this and you thought this was a helpful little thing to add to this blog post, then give me a thumbs up on the YouTube video there, and I'll do more of these in the future as well. Thank you.